We're live, guys.
Yeah, no. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Wednesday's Night Watch, episode 136.
Dang.
I'm your host this evening, Mr. King Black Cherry. With me, I have Mr. Etep.
What's up, everybody? I hope all of you are having a lovely week.
Absolutely. Also have with me the real Ant-Man.
What is up, everybody? How is it going?
Oh, it's going. It's going.
We got a lot to talk about today, don't we?
We do.
We have a lot to watch and react to.
Yeah.
I like reacting. I like watching.
We got like 3 reviews also.
Yeah,
So.
and they're going to be scattered throughout the show.
Okay, good.
Because like literally there's not enough news stories, so I pretty much had to implement the reviews in different ways.
Well, it's funny. It's definitely a change for what we had to deal with like the whole last year or the whole year in general, because we had no trailers, no news, no nothing.
Yeah.
So it kind of, this is pretty awesome that we're getting this now. A bunch of trailers. Now we can actually be excited for stuff this year coming out this year.
Indeed. All
right. Shared.
Starting first, do we have any breaking news?
So it's probably not on the slides, but I'm going to have to go out and say today is the first day of season 3 of Rocket League. So I'm pretty excited about that. So,
okay, cool.
I like that at lunchtime. I played a couple games because I wanted to, try out my new car, take it for a spin. And 1.1 million people were online playing it. That game still is killing it.
That's insane. How old's the game? It's at least 6 years old, right?
Yeah, 6 years old. What was that, Chris?
Well, no, I was just saying, it's been together for a while.
Yeah, it's been about 6 years, and it has, of course, during the 6 years, Psychonix was purchased by Epic Games, so they are now under the Epic Games umbrella. Which, if you don't know Epic Games, you might have heard of this little game called Fortnite. Yeah, they make that. They also there's this little engine, the little engine called the Unreal Engine. Yeah, they own that too. And they own a thing called the Epic Game Store, which we talk about weekly because they give you 1 free game a week when you don't even have to have a subscription. I don't know how they make money on it. It's crazy, but they do it. So
they do it indeed. Pete,
do you have any other breaking news about video game news, Ant, that you want to talk about?
Not that's not in the slide.
Gotcha. Okay. Because I know you want to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it.
It's interesting. That's why I want to talk about it. It's definitely interesting.
Okay.
We're going to talk about it.
All right.
I have one. I have a couple. Mr. Steven Yeun will star in Jordan Peele's next movie, which is slated to come out July 22nd, 2022. No idea what this movie is going to be about because Jordan Peele, of course, keeps things on wraps until he shows you a trailer. He only shows you what he wants to show you. Kind of like a Christopher Nolan kind of a thing.
And that's the actor that plays Glenn in The Walking Dead, correct?
Yes.
And he's also in the getting very high critical acclaim in the latest movie he's in.
Minari.
Thank you. Yeah. They actually nominated for an Oscar. I think he won a SAG award, I want to say, for the role. Yeah, so congratulations. Good actor.
It's funny though. I'm actually pretty happy for him because usually when you have a popular TV show, a lot of times those actors they get they just it's almost like get
Andrew Lincoln, a girl that plays Maggie. Sorry, I sneezed, guys.
Well, it's like for some reason they get typecast in those roles and they never can find anything else after that show. Case in point, a lot of actors from Lost. They're really not doing anything right now, except for probably what's her name, Emily or Evangeline Lilly. What was that?
Yeah, Evangeline Lilly.
Yeah, that's the only one I could see she has roles, but everybody else has not done anything really.
Yeah, I haven't seen Matthew Fox. I haven't seen the guy that plays Sawyer. What's his name was around for a little bit on the other. He had another show, Person of Interest.
Benjamin, the guy played
Michael Emerson. Yeah, Michael Emerson.
And then the one Asian couple, the husband, he's in a lot.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
Daniel Day Kim, is that what his name is?
Yeah, because he's the father in Raya and the Last Dragon. He's also in the TV show, I think Hawaii 5-0 or something like that.
And also, I know I forgot the actor's name. John Locke, the guy who plays John Locke. He's usually in every little thing.
He's Terry.
Oh, Quinn.
Oh, Quinn. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, there you go. That's all I needed. Terry.
Yeah, there
Quinn,
you go.
Yeah. Yeah, he's usually in everything. But even the cast from like Game of Thrones, I don't know if they're gonna be doing things. I gotta
admit though, the three of us, I know the three of us were so into Lost when that was originally out.
Oh, yeah,
I remember talking to you about it, Chris. I remember talking to Pete about it.
Oh no,
we used to talk about it while we were at GameStop, dude. Like that was like one of the big things, dude. We used to love that show, man. That was that was some good stuff.
I think that was the first TV show where I was literally like, because I used to watch. I watched sporadic TV shows. I never really was completely into it, but that was the first one I was immersed into Lost, like extremely immersed, where I had to watch every single time it came on. So like,
did Lost come before 24?
I think 24 came before Lost.
24 came before Lost, but it happened like
same time, yeah.
Okay. I was like so into both of those shows, and then Prison Break. Oh my god, I was like into that.
Well, then it was either Prison Break and then it was 24, Prison Break I think on Tuesdays, and then Wednesdays or Thursdays was Lost, and then on Sundays was Dexter.
Yeah.
So you had like your whole entire week was planned out as far as like TV shows to watch.
Yeah. And then Weeds came out. That was really good too.
Yeah.
Actually, I lie. Actually, Sopranos. I was really into it when it first came out.
I watched that later, but it's really good.
But Lost was great, and like I feel like some of those actors really haven't done anything. It was very popular and hadn't done anything like that. So I'm kind of happy the fact that Stephen Young is doing really good stuff right now. And hopefully he keeps at it. I think he was always great as Glenn. So I'm glad he's getting other roles.
Yeah. So also as well, rumored to star in it would be Daniel Kaluuya, who was also in Get Out.
That'd be a good cast.
Main guy in Get Out. So that'll be interesting to see when that comes out. My second thing is.
Oh, yes, I saw this.
Jamocha. Strawberry, red velvet, blue velvet.
I swear I've been to that Walmart.
All right. Being a huge fan of the first Ghostbusters movie, I'm actually getting good vibes from this movie. And that's saying something because I really didn't really. I mean, the trailer was great, but I was still like hesitant. I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if this is gonna be good, but this kind of gives me high hopes.
Definitely feeling the Baby Groot, Baby Yoda vibes with that, but I am not mad. That's gonna sell tons.
This is I don't know if like if you've seen the first. This is definitely a homage to like the first scene in Ghostbusters when they're in the library and they're trying and they had the music ooh and little things are going on and like in the side and like the books are moving and all that stuff. This definitely feels like a little bit like that. And I love the mini Stay Puft Marshmallow Mans. I mean, I think that's hilarious. It reminds me, actually, I know you guys did, the Army of Darkness with the little Ash Williams going around, like going all crazy and all that, trying to attack him. That kind of reminds me a little bit of that. So, but I'm definitely getting good vibes of this. If this is how the whole movie's going to be, I think it's going to be awesome. So let's hope so. Let's fingers crossed.
I mean, I need to see another trailer first.
I know, but like usually
that definitely hooked into Pete's nostalgia.
Yeah,
I think first reaction is always like very important. Like first reaction to anything is very important. If you have a good, first reaction, it goes to show what you're expecting from the movie. So this definitely shows promise. But I mean, of course, the movie could suck, and we don't know. It could be just one good scene. Boom, it's the whole movie. I'll be honest.
After watching Stranger Things, I would kind of rather have this as a TV show, but I'll take a good movie if it's good.
Well, I mean,
you just watch TV shows nowadays.
I love TV shows, man.
You're drawn out and spread all.
I love the character development. I love everything about it, man. I love TV shows.
Yeah, but
we
movies
get
are
in,
still
we
great
get in,
too,
we get
man.
out, we move on with our life.
But come on, man, we wouldn't have the Baron Zemo cut if we didn't.
We'll talk about that later, and let's not.
Yeah. I mean, come on, dude. That's fantastic.
Anyway, let's get into it.
Let's go. So we're gonna start with the.
Say hi to Denise.
I did. I snuck that in. I snuck it in.
All right.
But okay, so we'll start with the PlayStation Now. This month we are getting Marvel's Avengers, Borderlands 3, and The Long Dark coming to PS Now.
Which are not the PlayStation 5 versions.
No, those are the PlayStation 4 versions. And
Yes.
Avengers will be available to July 5th, and Borderlands will be available to September 14th, I want to say. They didn't say about The Long Dark. All right. Also, so Game Pass announced some dates for stuff. But I'm going to go back to that in a minute because that's going to go into a slide, right, Chris?
Yep.
Okay, so let me go into the Epic Game Store. We are going to have the next free game is 3 out of 10 Season 2. That'll be available tomorrow at 11. Today's your last day to get Tales of the Neon Sea, so go do that. So ID... Oh, I closed it. Why did I close it? It's okay. I got it. All right. So ID at Xbox had a showcase 2 Fridays ago. I forgot to talk about it last week. That's fine. They showed off over 100 games, 25 new trailers, and they announced 20 of the games are coming to Game Pass. The 20 games are Art of Rally, Astria Ascending, which is an RPG, Backbone, Boyfriend Dungeon, Craftopia, Dead Static Drive, Edge of Eternity, Hello Neighbor 2, Library of Runa, Little Witch in the Woods, Moonglow Bay, Narita Boy, which is actually available right now, Nobody Saves the World, Omno, Compile, Sable, She Dreams Elsewhere, Stalker 2, The Ascent, Undungeon, Way to the Woods, and Wild at Heart, which actually just got a release date of May 20th. So those are all the 20 indie games that are coming day one to Game Pass. And then there's actually another one they announced today that's coming day one, or not today, but this week. So coming soon to Game Pass, April 8th, is Grand Theft Auto 5 is coming back, this time on the cloud, which it wasn't available on the last time. Zombie Army 4, Dead War is coming to all 3 Game Pass areas on April 8th. Disneyland Adventures is coming to the clouds April 8th. Rush, a Disney Pixar adventure, is coming to the cloud on the 8th. With EA Play, NHL 21 will be available on April 12th. The indie game that's day one on Game Pass is going to be Rain on Your Parade, which you play as, basically think of Untitled Goose Game where you're a jerk goose. This one, you're a jerk rain cloud and you're just raining on everybody's wedding and awesome stuff like that. Yeah. Dude, anytime when you get to be a jerk in a video game, it's pretty great.
Especially if it's like a cute thing. Something cute.
It is. It gave me like Paper Mario vibes because like you're a cardboard cutout cloud. So that comes April 15th. Pathway comes to the PC on April 15th. And then the next game that's coming on April 20th, I'll let Chris take over for this one.
Will be, indeed, MLB The Show 21 coming Game Pass day one.
Big news. So the first thing that makes this possible, because I know some of you at home that know this might be saying, hey, wait, that's a Sony title. So why is it coming to Xbox Game Pass day one? So Major League Baseball basically said that if Sony wants to keep making the game, it has to be multi-plat. That was 2 years ago they said that. And I think they gave them like a 2-year ultimatum where they had to start making it multi-platform. So Sony's only publishing it on their own consoles. Major League Baseball is publishing it on anything else. So if on Switch, it'll be Major League Baseball, on Xbox, Major League Baseball, cell phone, wherever it's going, it's going to be Major League Baseball. So Xbox stepped in probably gave them a huge chunk of change and said, "Hey, put it on Game Pass day one because we want baseball on our console." And it seems like so this kind of seems like in line with, it seems like they're making a big push towards sports games. If you hadn't noticed over the past few months,
with EA and play, and like they have all their sports games, and
NBA 2K, all the EA games, Madden, NHL's coming, UFC's coming. So I mean, like, they've been making a really big push. So this is in line. And I'll be honest with you, with it being the first year that it's not on PlayStation, what better way to give it into the hands of 20 million people than to put it in their subscription?
It's not a bad thing at all, because the fact, like, I mean, Xbox hasn't had a baseball game in like freaking years.
Yeah. And I don't count RBI baseball because this is actually a simulator.
Yeah.
Plus, there's microtransactions in the game. And if anybody knows anything about FIFA and Madden, they make all their money, not on game sales, they make it on microtransactions. So there will be a lot of money to make with the bigger user pool.
Now, Ant,
what's up?
Now, let's get to brass tacks here when it comes to this. That what would you tell people about Game Pass and all that stuff? What would you tell people about now that they got this and all that? Because I know you've been selling this so much throughout our show.
I'll be honest with you. When they first announced this, I felt like Kevin Garnett and just saying, anything is possible.
There you go. That's what I want to hear.
Because I'll be honest with you. I never thought this was going to happen. I just didn't. I knew it was coming to Xbox. It being on Game Pass, I didn't think that would fly. But I'm happy about it because I love the game. I don't have to pay $70 for it, and I get to play it. So I'm happy.
See, there you go.
Exactly.
And that's all that matters. And still somewhat money going into Sony somehow. I don't know.
They got paid from Major League Baseball. You know what I bet baseball did? This is okay. So if you look at like how the money changes hands, I bet you baseball isn't charging them for licensing.
Probably not.
And that's that way they're not paying for the development of it.
Yeah.
And then they make it up that way.
But I mean, so what do you think this is something that you might see more often?
I think this year we're going to see more third-party games coming day one to Game Pass. The next rumored game to come to Game Pass day one is Battlefield 6.
So that makes you a happy camper, doesn't it, Ant?
I mean, that one I really don't care, but like to me, the show is way cooler than Battlefield, in my opinion, because I actually really love the show. So
I'm trying to figure out what
the big show.
What is Star Wars 1313 still a thing or no? Or is that canceled?
I thought they canceled it. Oh, you're thinking about EA games?
Yeah, I'm thinking about EA games. What EA games could possibly just be like, boom, big splash on.
I think with Battlefield, I think their whole reason for that is because they're still going to try to get people to buy the seasons. And so again, if you're putting it in the hands of 20 million people, well, you're going to have a higher percentage of people that will buy the seasons for it. Me personally, I won't barely play it, so I'll try
service. You gotta think of that. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I honestly think that which is weird about Outriders, right? Because Outriders is just like a one and done like story. They said that there's no instances, no like DLC that's planned for it. I don't know, maybe it will be later, but
we're gonna talk about that in here in a minute.
Okay.
Because I have some questions to you about that.
Okay.
Ooh.
But this is a good thing for gamers. This is a good thing for anyone who owns an Xbox. It doesn't have to be a Series X because it'll be available on the Xbox One. So these are all good things.
And the cloud.
And the cloud as well. So I mean, you can take it with you on the go. This is not a bad thing at all for you consumer wise. And if you own all the systems, Sony guys. I mean, how many of you Sony guys really bought the show every single year? To be honest with you, I stopped after probably 3-4 years ago. So,
last time I bought it was 14. So,
so to me, this is kind of like, okay, go for it. Go ahead, make your money somehow. Glad you're still making money.
It's Sony's Minecraft, basically.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. It's their multi-plat game. I mean, you have like Xbox has a few of them. They have Minecraft Dungeons. Ori came to multiple systems.
Yeah.
So
I'm not too worried about Sony, even though they are being really quiet, and not really particularly fond of that.
Do
And
you have
Xbox-
that in the slides too?
What?
Something's coming back in June.
Oh yes, of course.
Okay.
While you say that, sir, we're gonna go ahead and just boom right here. E3 is coming back, sort of, but not the way it normally is, convention-wise, where they gather a big bunch of people. But June, I want to say 13th. Let me double check that.
12th through the 15th.
12th through the 15th.
So hopefully we'll have some news for you guys soon. But Chris did it, but we applied for something for E3.
Yes.
So hopefully we get it.
Hopefully.
But we're not going to talk anymore about it right now, live on the air. But
either way, I will be covering it.
Yes, I will be covering it too, especially if we get the okay. I will definitely be there for that.
Yes. But 12th to the 15th will be E3 coming back. Microsoft is involved. EA is not on the fence. Ubisoft is back.
Konami,
Capcom.
Square
Enix?
Yes, Square was there.
Square was there.
Maybe actually.
Nintendo?
Yes, Nintendo will be there.
Nintendo will be there.
So I'm guessing this all going to be digital, right?
All digital, yes.
All digital.
Yeah,
Yes.
figured so.
Pretty much would be like conferences the 4 days.
You know what though? Here's the
Nintendo,
thing, though,
Xbox, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two, Warner Brothers, Koch Media, and more. So no Square, because Square would have been listed if Square was going to be there.
Right.
Let me ask you something. Does it really affect us? Really, if they do digital or not? It doesn't affect us.
Not us personally.
No, it affects the people who actually go buy a ticket to play the game.
Yeah,
to try the game.
yeah.
Those are the ones affected. But for us, I mean, we don't live near San Diego, so not San Diego. What
Los
am I thinking?
Angeles.
LA.
Yeah,
that's it. It takes place in LA. I'm thinking San Diego.
I mean, honestly, here's the thing: is all three big companies that have consoles could just I know at different times they've all done this. Why don't they just have like an E3 demo like marathon? Like have all the developers make a little demo for E3 so that all the gamers could play it? Because you know what, dude? Who cares what the game, like, no offense, I know we're game media, but who cares what we think about a game when we can play it ourselves in this day and age? Like we like to talk about news. We like to talk about our opinions on it. Don't get me wrong, and maybe you might like our opinions, but what better way to actually try it yourself than to have demos of it?
Exactly.
Like during that week, and that's pretty exciting when they do that.
The one company that did do that, and it's really surprised me about that, was EA. They did Battlefield Hardline beta. They announced it. They were talking about it. It's like, oh, and guess what? You'll be able to play beta today.
See, that's cool. I always love that.
Yeah,
I always love those today. Like whenever like that gets me. That's like Gatorade get hype right away.
You gotta think of it though this way, guys. Like, how much does a ticket cost to go in E3? It must cost at least maybe.
Depends on where you live, man. If you live in LA, it costs a ticket to get in the show. I mean, for us, it's to fly out there. It's going to be expensive.
No, but I'm saying to get into the show, how much do you think it costs?
I don't think it's that expensive.
Maybe $200 though.
Yeah.
If you're going all the days, but like there's not a guarantee you're going to get into every single conference.
No, and not a guarantee you're going to get to play every game.
Yeah.
But okay, so $200, and how many people do you think they actually get in there?
I'm going to say
10,000?
20, 15, 20,000? Yeah.
That's a lot of money, man, for like a couple 3-4 days.
Yeah, but you got to remember they're renting out the space. How much does that
cost?
That's
a lot. They're still profiting a lot of money from that.
Maybe.
I mean, here's my thing though. That's why they have these things, so they can, so all these companies are profiting from that.
Well,
also.
I think most of the money they're making, I think the people paying for tickets is just basically paying the venue back. I think most of their money is coming from the major corporations that are buying booths there that are displaying their games. I think that's where they're getting their money from.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying though they do make a lot of money from that convention.
Yeah.
I think by doing demos, I mean, yeah, they're gonna make money as in like, you know, like they try the demos and people will be sold on the game and all.
Well,
that
the
stuff.
best thing they could do is, since it's a digital event, get advertising.
Yeah.
I don't mind watching commercials. I mean, just get good.
I mean, they do get annoying sometimes when you, let's say,
but do it between the. I mean, don't interrupt a conference with a commercial. But like,
I need to check that YouTube. YouTube does it all the time. You're watching something on YouTube
live. It does it.
What?
No,
live.
Not live.
Oh yeah,
not
live. But I'm saying if the conference is live, just play it, then do here's a word from our sponsor, do like a 5-minute ad break, then come back and go to the next one. I mean,
this podcast is brought to you together by Squarespace. Blah 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 blah. Just kidding.
Or you could do like they do in what was in European football, where they have like usually the sponsored like Snickers sponsors game. They have the little logo on the bottom to let the game play throughout. No stoppage or anything like that. So I don't think they could do that way, but yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I'm definitely excited for this. I think it's gonna be cool seeing what's gonna happen. I think this is kind of like we didn't get this last year. There wasn't no real big reveals or surprise last year. I think this year we're gonna get some. Hopefully.
It was more like spread out. It was like the summer gaming.
It was spread out, exactly.
Yeah, so like everyone had their conferences in different times and whatnot. This one is more like together, and it'd be more. It'd be easier to cover. I'll say that.
Well,
because with other ones, it was like different days.
And I think all those games and everything that's been delayed last year, I mean, you're definitely going to see them this year.
There's still going to be a Summer Games Fest too. So
yeah.
I mean, it's not just E3. So there's going to be lots of stuff, but I wonder how many companies are holding their stuff till E3. Because I mean, I feel like we don't know a lot of what's coming out this year.
We know quite a bit, though.
But we don't have dates.
What don't you have a date on?
Literally any Microsoft project.
That's normal.
I know, it's just weird. It's just weird to me that like we don't have a date on anything. No Nintendo. Like, what's Nintendo's holiday game? Is it Zelda? Is it what, Mario, Metroid? I mean, what's their big holiday?
They don't announce their holiday things until like the E3 anyway.
Yeah,
they don't, man. That's usually Nintendo's MO. They never really reveal their big thing until E3.
Their summer game, wasn't it like
Mario Golf?
Mario Golf's their summer game, June 26th, I believe.
So there you go. They don't need to say anything until E3.
Rehash Mario spin-off garbage.
They're probably gonna have something else, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna have another game probably in July.
It's all right. I need something to collect dust.
Oh, jeez.
That's what you got the PS4 for. Anyway, Moving on. Let's go to our first trailer reacts.
Let's go.
All right. Let's remove this one. Let's hide this one. Put this one. And boom. Boom.
Oh.
I know what this place is. The timekeepers have built quite the circus. And I see the clowns are playing their parts to perfection.
Big metaphor guy. I love it. Makes you sound super smart.
I am smart.
I know.
Okay.
Please sign to verify this is everything you've ever said.
This is absurd.
Sign this too.
We protect the proper flow of time. You picked up the Tesseract breaking reality. I want you to help us fix it.
Why me?
I need your unique low-key perspective.
Do I get a weapon?
Yeah.
You really believe in this Loki variant?
Luckily, he believes in himself enough for the both of us.
Why? It is adorable that you think you could possibly manipulate me. I'm 10 steps ahead of you.
You're not big on trust, are you?
You can trust me.
Loki, I've studied almost every moment of your entire life. You've literally stabbed people in the back like 50 times.
Why never do it again?
All right. That is
Okay,
Loki.
so I'm not gonna lie, and Chris is gonna say you would, but I've already watched that like 5 times. So
I figured you would.
Let me ask you a bit. And since you watched it 5 times, have you seen anything that you didn't see the first or second time? Like anything that you caught that you were like, oh, okay.
It's hard to tell what's going on because there's a lot of characters that are in the shadows. And they don't really say who they are. They have blades and stuff, and it's just like, I don't know who that is because it can't really show. You're not really showing me anything. So, nothing I've really seen. I really like Owen Wilson's character in it, dude. It's just like it's so Owen Wilson that like it's perfect. Like if that's what the character is supposed to be, then like that was the proper casting because he is playing Owen Wilson in the damn movie.
And I think it fits well with the Loki character, you know.
Yeah, it does.
Almost is very snarky and very whatever, so it plays well with that character.
I love the I love the line too at the end where he's like, "Oh, you literally stabbed 50 people in the back. I won't do it again.
I'll never do it again."
It's like that's Loki for you. He's always gonna lie and
because just like dude, every single time in a Thor movie, you like just think he's like gonna like not screw over Thor. He screws over Thor every single time,
funny, dude. Like that's how he got. That's pretty much how he got killed too. He's like all lying through Thanos, saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be your undying servant," and all that, and tries to stab him. I mean, that's just Loki, dude. He's a backstabber, you know. That's what he does. He does anything to, he's a trickster. That's what he is, a trickster god. So, no, this show gives me a lot of, even though I don't watch that much of it, I'll watch a couple episodes, but it gives me a lot of Doctor Who vibes. You know, it definitely seems like something like Marvel's version of Doctor Who. But I mean, of course, in its own type of way, you know what I'm saying? Not trying to copy
in its own way. Yeah.
But and it definitely looks like they put a lot into this show too.
It looks like a movie. The production is like a movie, and it's like crazy. We're getting it as a TV show.
Yeah, it is. It's very crazy because I can tell already the how it looks. Man, it looks amazing. It looks just like a movie.
Yeah, some of the set pieces are amazing.
It gives me that like Fifth Element, like old school, but they're like kind of mixed with it, like new technology kind of a thing vibe.
Yep.
Like because it seems cool. Like what are they called? Owen Wilson. It's a time. The time pop.
He's part of the TVA. It's the organization basically that like watches over the timeline and makes sure that the timeline is like remains intact. Well, what's up, Thomas? So basically, think of it almost as like maybe a nicer version of like the Harry Potter. What were they called?
Dementors.
The what?
Dementors. Yeah,
Dementors. Like basically a nicer version because they'll actually talk to you, and they're not just gonna come and like wreck your day.
Well, but I love it seems like a really like Chris was saying, like old school kind of like their whole headquarters seems like old school but new school kind of thing, like
new technology kind of
thing. But it kind of still has that old kind of feel to it. You know, it does definitely, you can notice that. But yeah, this looks like a straight up. I mean, if this is the TV shows we're going to be getting from Marvel, I'm all in because they definitely put in a lot of money into this. You know, you can just tell right now from all.
I honestly think that She-Hulk is going to probably be like the show that we're just like blown away by.
Well, I think this one right here too, man.
No. I think this one too, but like I feel like this one isn't going to move story. I feel like this is going to be a side story. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind that. It is what it is. I think you know how everything's leading into something. You know how they said like WandaVision's leading into
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I feel like the show we're watching right now is leading into She-Hulk.
It's
Oh, you're
possible.
talking about Falcon Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Yeah, with
Okay.
the serum. Yeah,
Yeah, the super soldiers.
Yeah.
Yep.
that makes sense.
Possibly. Yeah.
Ooh, what if the leader of the Flag Smashers is going to be She-Hulk?
Possibly.
Ca-
Oh, you mean
Abomin-
right now her? No, because they already cast a She-Hulk. Is that what you're talking about? Like the one who's already.
But she could look different.
No. They already cast the person, and she's related to. And she's also also she already has her name. She's related to what's her name? She's a cousin of Bruce Banner. So there's no real relation with that character. But I mean, it could be like. But I do agree with you. They could be leading up to She-Hulk though, with the Super Soldier. So
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Abomination in the as like a end credit scene.
Possibly. I don't know yet. I mean, it's still there's still a lot. We'll talk about it later though, because
okay.
That episode definitely there's a lot of things we got to talk about. But
oh man, we'll
talk about it later though.
That show gets better as it goes on.
Yes,
man.
it does.
Like it. Oh man.
But I mean, going with Loki and all that. I mean, it is kind of leading into stuff though. Because they talk about the timeline and how it's splitting. You can tell the line is splitting in all these different directions. So, it's funny though because he's Owen Wilson's character saying he's going to fix the timeline. Do you really think he's going to fix the timeline though? I think he's going to make it worse. Loki.
Yeah, that's possible.
Oh, yeah. I of course, but I already think that this is off the. I like this is a different Loki, isn't it?
It's not the same Loki that died. No, it's
so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's really weird, like how they did this timeline.
Yeah, because that Loki, the one right here, is the one who.
Because he got away and broke it. So we don't even really know what happened. Like what? So what happens in that timeline? Does Thanos still come and destroy everything?
I think he does. He probably does.
Okay, and everything stays dead.
Well,
no, in that timeline?
Because he has a Tesseract.
Yeah,
he needs a Tesseract to have the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. Like this show is, I don't know where it could possibly lead because it's like completely on like another branch.
And that's a crazy part about the whole multiverse thing. So even like characters like you seen die in the MCU can still be alive in a different timeline. I mean,
they're dead.
Well, I mean, in the different timeline, it could be alive because it hasn't happened yet. Like, I mean, like I'm saying, those certain timelines that they
because technically, if they get him right away, this is back in like what 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
That's crazy too to think about.
Yeah, all the stuff that happened since then.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Though,
Thor: The Dark World, none of that. Just
Ultron.
No Ultron.
Yeah. I mean, that's like really crazy. That, like, so what really happened? So I mean, in that world, I mean, Quicksilver could still be alive.
Yes,
very well.
So it'll be interesting. This one comes out
June 11th
as Bad Batch finishes.
Yep.
So
wow. So Disney's doing a good job spreading all their shows.
We pretty much have some sort of content almost every single week with Disney.
That's really good.
Do we? Because you got 3 more episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier. What's after
and then Bad Batch. Star Wars Bad Batch starts on May the 4th.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right.
May the 4th.
There'll be one episode of there'll be the making of the making of
the making of. Oh yes.
No, well, Mighty Ducks will overlap as well. Mighty Ducks will go into May. Okay. But then you have the making of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then you have that one making of. Then it goes into Bad Batch, and then they'll probably have a making of Bad Batch. I don't know. And then that'll lead into Loki, and then they'll have a making of Loki, and that'll lead into
it's okay,
Black
guys.
Widow.
Like I'm pretty sure in about a year or so we won't have too many making ofs because they have so much content. We don't have to worry about that.
I like that stuff. You know what? Let's have your content too, but keep making the making of stuff because I really enjoy those. So I'm the one on the show that likes to see the curtain pulled back. So
just come out with content and don't call it like, oh, we have some fresh here things for you, even though it's not really relevant. But here you go. There you go. All right, moving on. So, in my opinion, I could be the only one here. Outriders seem to be stumbled out of the gate with its launch. There has been, well, at least I know on PC wise, multiple crashes. One guy said he crashed probably like maybe 80 some odd times, and he is unable to actually do a review for the game.
Was that, and you said it was PC?
Yeah, that was PC. PS5, I've heard no really too many issues. I've watched Invincible. It is freaking incredible.
What's Invincible?
Invincible is a kind of like a cartoon TV show. They changed it went from comic to TV show.
Yeah.
Comics developed by Robert Kirkman, and they developed it for a TV show on Amazon. Imagine sort of like The Boys, but in cartoon.
Okay.
With
What's that on?
Amazon.
Amazon? Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it's actually a friend of mine tells me it's really good too. So definitely something that is on my list to watch.
Pretty good. So, Anthony,
Yes, sir.
You've played this game.
I have played this game.
You have experienced issues with the game as well.
Oh yeah, I've been dashboard a few times.
Would you? They delayed this game 9 months, by the way. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I do.
What do you think they fixed in those 9 months? Because it doesn't seem like this is a complete game that they should have been putting out.
I do think releasing it on Game Pass or open them up to a whole nother world of problems because of the amount of users that were going to be there day one. I think they should have done more betas along the way and server stress tests.
Yeah.
They should have had open betas in server stress tests where they opened up windows. So like you can play the beta from 2 to 4. So that way they had 3-4 million people trying to sign on at the same time to alleviate these issues prior to the issues happening.
Have you encountered any game breaking issues?
Nothing game breaking.
Nothing game breaking.
The worst that's happened is I'll be in like a fire team. We'll be in the middle of a fire thing. My screen goes black, kicks me out to the dashboard. I log back in, join in the game, and I'm good to go from where I was at.
But doesn't that take you out of the experience?
Oh, it does. Yeah, I'm not happy about it. But you know, it is what it is.
Wait a minute, I thought this was a big, grab for Games Pass or whatever.
Sure, it is. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if I paid $70 for it? I'd be pissed.
You paid this much, right?
Well, I paid it's included in my subscription.
Yeah, but you have other games to play also. Not just
that's
have that
true.
game.
I'm not subscribing to play Outriders, if that's your question.
I certainly hope not, because this.
But I mean, it's funny though, because like I believe you were saying how like they got Outriders, that's huge, and now Outriders have all these problems, so it's not like something where it's that big game that everybody was hoping for.
Yeah, it's having issues, but they'll fix it. They'll get it cleaned up. So.
They delayed the game.
Are they going to have a director's cut? Is that they're going to clean it up? They're going to have a director's cut of this game?
No, they just got to clean up the servers issues, man. It's the way it is. It's an online game. You're always online. You have to be online to play it. So,
but this we shouldn't be giving them excuses though. We're I'm not giving CD Projekt Red any excuses. They fucked up Cyberpunk 100%.
That's a different ball game though. That's like that their game's broken. Like this one, like the online's broken.
I give it 6 months to let. See, we shouldn't do that. They should delay the game themselves. They should test the game themselves before putting it out there.
Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. They should take the servers down for like a day or two, fix it, and then put it back up. Like,
yeah,
honestly, because it's nothing in the game that's broken. It's the servers. They can't handle the load. and they were working on it. I mean, if you like, they basically say turn off like cross-platform play if you're doing matchmaking, and that helps a lot of the issues. So that just tells me if there's a setting to turn it off and to help issues, it's definitely the servers.
I'm with Chris though with this one, because I agree. There's no excuse for like games to come out and be like, oh yeah, this needs to be patched, this needs to be fixed, this bug, this a game should come out.
Online games should come out with betas months, years.
Okay, then that's fine.
Before they launch.
Beta. There's no excuse for that. You're talking about a game that's like being charged $70. There's no excuse for somebody to be like, oh, they get a faulty product. That's really something where they should not be doing.
That's literally you getting in an Uber car and like you having to hold the door because the fact the door is going to fucking fall off.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree with you.
How do you feel? Like, how do you feel? Let's say you order a Happy Meal and all that, and you don't get your fries as that, or you get your.
But hold on, give us like 6 months, and we're going to cook your fries to perfection.
Exactly.
And everything's going to be great, and we're going to deliver to you on a silver platter tray. Here you go.
Exactly. That's not a good way to doing business. And I feel like video game companies get away with it all the time because they like hype these games up and everybody buys.
I'll be honest with you, man. It's really a Square thing right now.
What?
Square's releasing some piles.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to their big games, like for instance, the Avengers was trash. Outriders servers issues, not good. I mean, their RPGs are still like up to snuff though. Like Dragon Quest XI was great. Octopath Traveler was great.
You know what the problem is though? You know the problem with video games nowadays. So is they're trying to get these games out on their quarterly. So they can make.
I'll be honest with you, Pete. The biggest problem with this game is it doesn't need to be online all the time. That's my issue with it.
I get it, but that's still something.
Well, yeah, but if you've played it, you would understand what I'm saying.
It's a single player game that's like just focused on single player, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't ever necessarily you're not. It's not like Destiny, where like when you're in the what's the main hub world called in Destiny?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
like when it's Earth, but like. I get what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, so like you can see random people playing and you can trade with random people and you can join in instances with other people. This one literally you have to like do matchmaking and then you're only matchmaking with like 3 people. So like you'll only ever be connected with 2 other people. Like there's no reason the game needed to be online all the time. That's I think what the biggest mistake was that they made.
And that's even kind of worse.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, because they tried to make it like The Division, where you're online all the time, but it doesn't need to be that way.
That's even worse. Like the fact, like you can. Okay, so Division, you will run into random people if you go into multiplayer world, but originally you only have like 3 or 4 people with you to begin with, going through your raids and whatnot, which is kind of like what Outriders is. You're going through your raids and you're going through your missions and whatnot. You level up your worlds and shit like that. But then you come out and dish it out like this and you can't even do it. They're like, okay, you may do it well, but I'm hearing a lot of bullet sponges, kind of like The Division, which is cool, which is interesting because outer space and aliens and dealing with all that. But still, it's the fact that like no game should dashboard you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
No game you should have to crash your whole entire PC if you have an immaculate PC game, like behemoth kind of a thing, like a No Devin Rexford has. Like, there's no reason why that guy. There's no reason why a game should crash on a PC. There's like a high-end PC. There's no reason at all. This is no excuse.
Come on, Ant. Like, you're the one who's always tough on Nintendo when it comes to like like you say, oh, there's no excuse. They shouldn't. And you're right. You're absolutely right. They shouldn't. There's no excuse for Nintendo not to have a good online system or not to have like certain things, like not to keep up with the technology of the other consoles or the other video game companies. But at the same time, we still have to be hard on these games coming out too, because they do this all the freaking time. They do this all the time. Like like with Cyberpunk, with what was it, 2K19 with now this. I mean, they do this shit all the time, and they need to stop doing that. Hey, listen, put up a game, or give us a refund for God's sakes, because this is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? To have a game that we had to wait, like people have to wait for it to be exactly
and it
what
sold
it intended to be.
It sold really well on PC too, so that also probably hurt it. Yeah.
100%.
I just think it's something that video game companies better be careful, because I feel like I understand. I think the fan base is very strong. Like, I think people will just buy games.
Well, people have short attention spans, man. If your shit's crashing day one and it's still crashing week one, they'll move on to something else on week two. They're done.
It's definitely dangerous, because I think if they continuously do this stuff, people will not buy that product anymore. They will not buy the games from Square or somewhere other company that keeps on doing that stuff. They'll be like, you know what, screw it. I've had this bad experience. I'm going to just spend my money on something else. So they need to learn, hey, listen, just because these guys are buying all these games, millions of people buying games, doesn't mean they're going to keep on buying your games. So it's something where I think they need to understand, look, you can't just throw something out there, product out there, and be like, it's half-assed, and then be like, oh, no, hey, guys, they try to rush a product. Hey, guys, no, we'll fix it in a couple months. Don't worry, we'll patch it up. That's not the way to do stuff.
Yeah, it is pressure from the top, Thomas, to get the returns and get their money back. And a lot of times it sucks, because that's how the business is. But at the same time, they're trying to
make the quarterlies, man. All these companies are trying to make the quarters. That's what it is. They're trying to be like, hey, look, our stock is so high. Let's keep on doing this.
This is a little different than the CD Projekt Red. Like the CD Projekt Red, they're literally banking their whole entire company really on the success of one game. Whereas this is one of hundreds of Square Enix games. So this is just, don't get me wrong, if it's a failure, it still sucks. But the whole company is not.
That's bad business, baby. That's bad business, not business. Bad business, man.
Well, it's
don't
just
piss off your consumers.
Just
man.
like I was saying, like the problem when you have an indie studio like CD Projekt Red is that next project is, if it's the failure, they're not gonna have funds to do another project. They're done.
Exactly.
So,
and I get it though, but at the same time, there's with these AAA titles, they're so eager to push these games out because they have to meet that deadline. And they have such high expectations of these games, and they don't live up to them. Like Cyberpunk, for instance, it's like they keep on delaying, and then they're like, "Oh no, we got to get it on Christmas. If we don't get it this time, that's going to be a huge loss for us." So they get it out, and it turns out to be a complete, utter disaster. Not even a complete game. I mean, eventually it'll get to the game they want it to be, but that's a huge disappointment for a lot of fans out there. And like I said, I don't know how much trust they're gonna have when the next game comes out. So that's my take on that.
Outriders is okay, but okay, nothing special, which is fine. All right, moving on from Outriders to another thing that is okay. Next trailer act. Here we go. Yeah, I'm so excited for this.
I didn't even see this yet, so let's watch this.
Yeah, you got amazing potential on the court, and I can help you get there.
That's not what I want, Dad. You never let me do what I want to do. You never let me just do me.
Hold up, wrong floor. Bet Will Smith ain't got to deal with this.
Dad!
Down!
What in the Matrix hell?
Welcome to the space.
Welcome, King James. I am the king of this domain. This is the serververse.
What'd you do to my son?
Where's Dom?
The only way you're getting your son back is if you and I play a little basketball. Pete, send this clown to the rejects.
Wait. What is this? Ah! I'm a cartoon?
What's up, Doc?
Come on and ride, baby, ride!
I need to assemble an elite team to help get my son back.
I know what you're looking for. A dream team. Mom, shoot the ball. Let's try that again, shall we?
King James. Welcome to the Space Jam. Introducing the Goon Squad.
You gotta win this game.
Let's end this.
Got you, Bron. And get our son back.
Yikes. Classic.
Welcome to the Space Jam.
I'm going old school on his butt.
Whoa.
Welcome to the Space Jam.
Yep. Space Jam, a new legacy.
Hanna-Barbera Jam, a new legacy.
No,
I like that. That's pretty cool.
Ready Player 2 legacy.
Yeah, that definitely get a lot of vibes from Ready Player. I when I saw that, I definitely got vibes from that. I'm like, okay, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm glad they're making it different. It's not like like straight up like they did the first one, where you had the Monstars and all this other. It's definitely their own take on it. So that's kind of cool. It's not like necessarily the same copy, like as the first movie. So I think that's good. I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me because I'm not a huge LeBron James fan, so it's hard for me to get excited for this, to be quite honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm always a big Michael Jordan fan, so I always love the first movie. This one, I mean, but it looks, overall, the animation looks good, and, maybe I could see definitely kids going out to watch this, so it probably will be successful in the box
Did I
office.
just see Game of Thrones?
You did.
Did you really?
Warner Brothers is literally tossing. Okay, so there's so many references in this. I'm gonna name some. So there's Game of Thrones. There's Flintstones. There's Yogi Bear. There is King Kong. There's Clockwork Orange. The guys Clockwork Orange is in this. Pennywise is in this.
Clockwork Orange in a kids movie.
Yes.
That's
Game of Thrones in a kids movie.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Game of Thrones, The Matrix, not Neo, Morpheus and Agent Smith are in the background. Let's see if I can actually get to that one.
Iron Giant, Gandalf.
Okay, hold on.
So I'm sorry. I'm not gonna get in. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to say this. So Clockwork Orange, a movie that depicts one of the worst rape scenes in any movie. It's in a kids movie, but Pepe Le Pew is not in the Space Jam.
Yep.
That makes no sense to me.
Yep, makes no sense. Right?
That makes no sense to me. Literally, if anybody watched Clockwork Orange, it's probably one of the most perverse movies out there, and yet for some reason that's in a kids movie. But you can't have Pepe Le Pew in a kids movie. And
is that Captain Caveman?
Yeah.
Oh, there's Bam Bam.
There we go.
Is that the shark from Suicide Squad?
All right, so let me see if I can get to the picture here.
Or even Game of Thrones. You're right, and like Game of Thrones that depicts rape and depicts all these horrible fucking things in a TV show. Yeah, that's okay for a kids movie.
So Mr. Freeze.
Yeah. Oh, I see it. It's in there. Yeah, okay, in the kids movie. It. What the hell is it doing a kids movie?
Carl Drogo in the background there. Behind
I
Mr.
see
Freeze.
Carl Drogo. I see the monkey. Isn't that from Wizard of Oz, that monkey?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Mr. Freeze? Is that Mr. Freeze?
Yes, it is.
Oh, jeez.
Let's see.
Is that supposed to be Marilyn Monroe, that blonde girl?
I see James Brody.
There's a what's his face? What's his teammate's name? Anthony Davis. Yeah, there it is. Anthony Davis. There's Dame Lillard.
Okay, so they're going actually like they did in the first one, right? They're copying like other.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
And
I can see that.
a WNBA player. I forgot her name. Changes. There's Klay Thompson right there.
The spider. Oh no, the waterman.
The fire and waterman.
Yeah.
Miami Heat reference right here. Lola Bunny is actually being played. Well, Zendaya is playing Lola Bunny. Let's see if I can find anyone else here. Oh, the mask.
Just the mask, yeah.
Yeah, Warner Bros. Trying to go all out. Warner Bros. Did also Ready Player One, right?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
So they're literally putting all their properties together.
Yeah, they're pulling all their properties for. Hey, you know what though? But here's the thing, dude. I said it before. I say IPs are very important. IPs are extremely important when it comes to these companies. Disney's doing it, and I'm pretty sure Warner Bros. Is going to try to do that too. Sell their IPs. So this is a good way to sell their IPs, especially to kids. But like I said, dude, Clockwork Orange and Game of Thrones do not belong, and it do not belong in the kids movie. I don't understand where it is coming up with that. Trying to sell that. But yeah, so but I'm pretty sure nobody will pay attention except for us. Like only adults will pay attention to that stuff. So, but like I said, I think I would say I'm not really big LeBron James fan. I mean, I'm pretty sure this will. I'm pretty sure this will do pretty good in box office because it's a kids movie and LeBron James, and and I'm always like I said, I feel like Looney Tunes is always something I grew up on and enjoyed. So it's good to see them back. I think they haven't really done any movies in a long time, so that's good to see them back. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, I'm pretty sure that it'll sell well and do well. So I won't go watch it, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, you gonna watch it on HBO Max?
I might. I don't know yet. I mean, it depends. I might go watch it. Just get it out of curiosity. It depends how good of a reaction it gets to. If it's getting like good reviews and all that stuff, I'm kind of like that too. Based on a lot of my stuff that I watch, except on reviews too. If it's getting good reviews, I'll go watch it. If it's getting kind of piss poor reviews, I'm probably like, yeah, I'll skip it.
So our boy Wario64 just posted a rumor.
What
rumor is that, Ant?
Kojima is in talk with Microsoft to publish his next game.
Good for him.
Are you gonna buy it, Ant? Have you played Kojima games?
Why would I buy it, Pete?
When it's
whatever.
It'll be Game Pass day one.
Play it, not play.
Yeah, of course I'll play anything that comes to Game Pass. Why not?
Oh, okay, yeah. What was that last game he made? What was it? With,
Death Stranding?
Yeah.
I heard some people liked it.
Some people liked it, some people hated it.
It's a walking simulator.
Oh, I forgot the Iron Giant's in it too. I forgot Iron Giant. Straight up, Iron Giant's in Ready Player One. Iron Giant's in Looney Tunes.
The WB multiverse.
Yeah, and apparently he needs to recruit people because he can't do it on his own. He can't do it just with the Looney Tunes. By the way, he needs to create a super team.
That sounds like LeBron James to me. That sounds exactly like LeBron James to me. Holy crap!
So
the whole point of
only Michael Jordan was able to do it. Bill Murray on his side. I see no human character.
And he didn't play defense too. Bill Murray did not play defense like he said in the movie, so he had to do it all on his own. Man, that's LeBron James for you. That's hilarious. Well, at least he keeps at it. He keeps his. That's not really his kid though, right? That's I'm guessing an actor. Because I know he has he has several kids, so I know, but they're all playing. I know one of them is pretty good at basketball already. So
yeah, Bronny James. This is actually Warner Brothers.
LeBron has no charisma. I think he has some charisma for an athlete. I mean, I'm not gonna go over and say he does not. I think he does have some whatever.
Which studio, Ryan? You're talking about the Kojima one? No, I believe Kojima was independent and Sony just published Death Stranding.
Okay.
And Devin said his kids and he'll watch it. So there you go. But like I said, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will watch it. So
is it coming to HBO Max?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so I'll watch it. I mean, I'm not gonna not watch it.
Superman. He's trying to recruit Superman and his team. and Gandalf and King Kong and Iron
I
Giant.
thought he already was Superman. Oh wait, no, that's Cam Newton, right?
Yeah, that's Cam Newton.
That's a lot of athletes, man. A lot of athletes want to be Superman.
But anyway, that is Space Jam: A New Legacy Trailer X. Yeah. So, with Mario passing this past week, very sad. Instead of R.I.P. indeed. So instead of Mario 99, we got Pac-Man 99.
Oh man, here it comes, Pac-Man Battle Royale.
This actually looks pretty cool, and have you seen the trailer?
Yeah, it looks fun. I'm not gonna knock it. Tetris 99 was fun. From what I heard, Mario 35 was fun, so I'm sure this will be fun.
Yeah, I think this will be fun.
I think this game was definitely. I mean, Devin wants to be Superman. I'd say everybody wants to be Superman. Actually, I'm not really. I'm more of a Batman guy. I want to be Batman.
I'm Batman.
But filthy rich and kick ass and has all the cool gadgets. That's who I want to be.
I'll be Tony Stark.
Rich, filthy rich, and has a cool suit.
And go in your car and Jarvis talking to you. Why not?
Exactly. Jarvis is a good guy.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, and Tony Stark's not depressing as Batman. Batman's always going to seem like a bad mood. So there you go. But Pac-Man 99. I think I looked at the trailer. It looks really fun. It looks like a good. I'm not real big on Pac-Man, but it looks like a really fun game. And it looks like something you can really screw with people bad. Like this game, you can really screw with people with like the ghosts and all that stuff. Yeah, so it's something where I feel like this could really go crazy, playing this game though. So, and I can see this being very challenging too. So I think this is a really good get for a Switch.
All right, little fun game until Mario Golf.
Yes. But, like I said, this is a good online play for a lot of people to play. And I think, like I said, it's free on your Switch Online. Something that Ant's been complaining they don't have no games. So there you go. There's a game right there, Ant.
There we go.
That's kind of like
there we go.
That we've gotten for the past couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah. And I tell you what, though, they need to definitely put up. I feel Nintendo definitely needs to put up more games on their online, like 64 games and 64 something.
Game Boy games, Game Boy Advance games. I mean, they have a whole back catalog.
A lot of the games that we get are bottom of the barrel, like for Super Nintendo. Like they have so many great games, and they got like some of the bottom of the barrel like games. The games like really nobody will play. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they definitely
need to get the $20 a year worth, man.
I guess that's what they're thinking of. Yeah. Yeah, just $20 a year and all that stuff.
$20 a year. We need to make sure we grab the most bottom of the barrel games and put them on here.
You know what the funny thing is? Nintendo fans would pay like $15 or $20 a month, like if you put like really great games on there.
Yeah,
possibly. Yeah, I can see that.
So it's just fun. That's just funny to me that they dip their feet into it and not jump in.
Well, that's Nintendo for you, isn't it? Like they always dip their feet in, they go all in. And when it comes to like online, when it comes to like their, 4K and things like that, I mean, they've done this throughout. I feel like.
But I will be playing Breath of the Wild 2 when that drops. So
we know this, Ant.
And Metroid 4 whenever that drops.
Know this. Definitely know this. I'll be playing those games too, Ant. So there you go.
So.
But no, I think this is good. This is good. I'll definitely probably be playing this this weekend. I'm pretty sure. Even though, like I said, I'm not really good on Pac-Man, but I definitely plan to try it out. So
all right. Well, you try it out then. Next up on our Trailer Racks episode, because this is just a freaking bonkers right now. We have that's right, possibly, hopefully, the final Black Widow trailer.
Thing about me. I've lived a lot of lives before I was an Avenger, before I got this family. I made mistakes choosing between what the world wants you to be and who you are. We have to go back to where it all started. Where did you think I was all this time? We have unfinished business.
My girls are the toughest girls in the world.
I'm sorry. We had our orders and we played our roles. It wasn't real.
It was real to me.
To me, you were everything.
Bring her home.
Put your seatbelts on. She's such a mom. One thing's for sure. I'm done running from my past.
There you go. So before we get into the trailer, Rack, do you want to respond to that, Jet?
Yes,
to
of
Jet's
course.
comment?
I feel like Devin's more of a Jets fan than I am sometimes. The way he keeps on talking about the Jets. I believe they're going to get
Zach Wilson, baby, from BYU.
And, number 2 pick. So I think that's where they're going to go. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that if they got number 1, they would have went Trevor or Lawrence all the way. But from what I hear, Zach Wilson is doing pretty good in his whatever combine or his all.
I have to agree with Ryan on the going to the trailer though. I love when they take like little variations of their themes and place them in.
Yes,
the Russian at the end.
Yeah,
yeah. I think, but like I said, if that answers Devin's question, that's who they're going with, Zach Wilson. Anyway, the trailer itself, though, I agree, it's excellent. I think the music, everything about it, the way they edit some of the stuff from like Endgame and all that, and some of her previous movies, and put it in there, it definitely sold me.
Why do I feel like this should have been the first trailer?
Well, I think the first trailer was really good too, man.
They didn't hire a good enough trailer guy, or they didn't do enough good music for it, and so they're like, we got time now. We're gonna do this right. Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. I kind of agree with you. I don't want to see no more trailer of this because I think they're already giving up too much stuff. I want to see this movie. That's enough of trailers because the more they give away, it's like going to take away the excitement. You know what I'm saying, from this movie. So
yeah.
But I think this.
I don't think so at all. This is going to bring in Godzilla versus King Kong money.
More than that, I think. More than that, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, 48 million in the middle of a pandemic.
That's on the slide. We'll talk about Kong later, actually. But
which actually is the next slide.
That's huge, though. Actually, that's huge for that movie. Honestly, and I'm happy for that. I'm happy for them actually. For hopefully it gets some more confidence in movie studios to start putting out movies in the theaters. So,
all right, come on over, Devin.
I say you do know he lives in Georgia, right?
I'm pretty sure he'll do that just to watch that movie 4 hours with Anthony.
So you better drive like 6 to 8 hours.
Oh, he'd probably do it just to do that, so he can watch that 4 hour movie with the Ant.
Let's go.
But no, this I'm thinking. Here's the thing, dude. I kind of feel bad. I mean, not necessarily, but I do kind of somewhat feel bad for Scarlett Johansson because I felt this movie was going to be a huge blockbuster movie hit. I think this one was probably going to be, I think it would have made $1 billion in the box office, like worldwide. I have a feeling it would have. And I still think it's going to do pretty fairly well. It's not going to do those numbers anymore, of course, because of we still have the pandemic going on, and I think things are getting better, but it's not going to get better by then. I'm pretty sure we will have it's going to have a good audience and all that. I think it's going to do pretty well. And I'm actually, like I said, seeing the trailer and everything about it, I think I think this movie's going to be pretty good.
Yeah,
definitely. I think it's definitely high hopes to be a good movie.
Yes.
What do you think, Ant?
I agree. I will be giving Disney my $30 on July 9th so I can watch it on Disney Plus.
Good news though. Good news and all that to anybody who lives in our area over here in Charlotte County over there in Florida. The fact that Regal Town Center 16 movie theater are going to reopen in about I think around May. So that's great news and all that stuff. So I don't have to pay my $30. I can just go and watch in the theater, which I'll most likely will do.
Which will probably still cost you 15. So
it doesn't matter. I don't care. I mean, it's better than 30, man.
That's true, but I can watch it as many times as I want.
But you could pay 15 and see it on the bigger screen.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just sit closer.
I was thinking IMAX, but you know,
so used to.
I'll just sit closer to my TV, guys.
First day experience that we're so used to, man. Going watching a movie on the first day, having that experience. Come on, man. That's the way to do it. So, and that's probably going to be me on that Thursday. I'm going to go watch that Black Widow, though. So, that's what we're really excited for this. So, I haven't been in a movie theater. Well, no, wait a minute.
Since Empire Strikes Back, when you guys went.
No, I you know what? I saw Empire Strikes Back. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there you go. I said I thought I haven't been in movies since Star Wars, but it actually has been since Star Wars. So there you go. Come on, man. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be. I'm definitely excited for this.
All right, definitely, indeed. All right, moving on to our first review of the evening. Godzilla versus Kong.
I
said all right what I thought of it. Anthony?
So I'm going to tell you in the MonsterVerse that they have here. I'm going to give you my top movies in a row. So I'm going to go Kong Skull Island, Godzilla vs. Kong, the second Godzilla movie, the first Godzilla movie. That's my order of how I liked the movies. Still enjoy Kong Skull Island a little bit more, but this movie was very good. Best Godzilla movie, hands down.
Kind of agree with the list, honestly. I think, like, the thing I can say about Kong Skull Island and Kong versus Godzilla is the fact that Kong Skull Island had a better ensemble cast than, their actors or the characters in that movie was much better than Godzilla vs. Kong. I felt like it still was somewhat weak, the human characters in that movie. But overall, I'll tell you one thing about Kong versus Godzilla. I really enjoyed it, the fact that you actually got a winner. They definitely went with they said there's going to be a winner, and you actually got a winner. Now, spoiler alert.
I mean, this is spoiler talk for it.
Yeah, spoiler talk. Godzilla won. He won the fight. But at the same time, Mecha Godzilla comes in and kicks the crap out of Godzilla, and then Kong comes back and beats Mecha Godzilla. So Kong got his little, also like his kind of moment a moment to shine as well. So, but I mean, I thought it was great because of that, because I felt like they didn't really say, I mean, of course, neither of them died, which is great. They're still around, but overall, though, let's talk about the whole movie. Though I thought the movie was good. I mean, it definitely. I think you're right, Chris, when you said the best human character in the movie was the little girl, the one that's doing sign language. She was the heart of the movie, definitely.
I agree with that.
Yeah, she definitely was the heart of the movie. She definitely you love the connection between her and Kong, and the fact that Kong started to learn sign language because of the girl. So I thought that was really cool, that whole thing, and the fact that Godzilla. I mean, at first you think he's a bad guy. But you realize he's because he's going out to destroying like power plants or whatever. But you realize the only reason he's doing that is because he knows there's a threat, a viable threat, and he has to be the alpha, of the I guess
of the world.
What's that?
Yeah, he has to be the alpha.
He has to be the alpha. So anytime he senses another threat or a challenge, he has to go after it. So like in the first scene. He knew that Mecha Godzilla was being built, to fight him. So that's why he went after that. He did that. And then, of course, in the other scenes, it was Kong. And that's why he kept going after Kong, because he knew he had to be the alpha. So I think that's a cool storyline in that. And also, like, the whole Inner Earth was pretty cool as well. Kind of like getting more backstory of Kong and his species. The fact that he wasn't the first Kong, there's plenty of them, and it seemed to be they have a whole culture and all that stuff. So that stuff is cool. The only negative I want to say about the movie, though, I didn't really care for the main villain, not the Mechagodzilla, but the rich billionaire kind of character, because I felt like it's more like that, classic kind of like mustache twirling,
like the
villain.
James Bond villain, and his daughter gets killed, and it's like no one cares.
No, I'm really rich, and I'm gonna build this thing, and I'm gonna be we're gonna be like in charge again or whatever. To me, it wasn't really believable, because he's too kind of like having fun, like drinking his wine, being like, oh, like, hey, look at me, I got my Mechagodzilla, and it's working. Like, he didn't even care about his daughter, who was over there, going over there in that mission, and like she died, and he didn't care about her. He's just like, like
100% agree with you, Mr. Shiflett. 100%.
But yeah, that's a pretty good list right there, man. But like, but overall, I thought it would have made more sense if he actually had good evidence to say like Kong is a threat, or Godzilla is a threat to humankind. Like, what if Godzilla decides to turn bad and just start destroying cities?
Well, think about it like this. They build this robot that's kind of like Godzilla, and they take Godzilla out. They are now number one in charge of the whole entire world. People will beg to their feet of the fact that, like, hey, yeah, we can give you a whole bunch of freaking money. We already know you're a billionaire, but you're gonna be like pretty much like the Tony Stark, which
I was about to say, isn't it kind of like the whole Ultron plot in a way?
Yeah, it is in a way. And there's literally what I think was going on with the people wise. But in bottom's perspective, like, who gives a shit what the people think and what the people were doing in the movie? What we came to see was Godzilla versus Kong, and we got that, and we enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, it did. It definitely, the fights. It was a great choreographed fight. And it definitely sold everybody, and from everybody's reaction is a very positive reaction. People actually enjoyed this movie. So kind of abrupt ending, though. I wish they kind of expanded it, because I feel like there needs to be a continuation of this.
You feel like it needed to be longer a little bit?
I don't know about longer. I think it did what it needed to do. I just felt like the ending was kind of almost abrupt. Like, it felt like, okay, so we got this. What's next? Because they're going to do another movie.
Maybe, hopefully.
I would say so. Think about it. What, they made, $48 million at box office over the weekend?
Yeah,
that's pretty good numbers considering
this movie's on streaming.
Yes, on streaming, and you have a pandemic going on. Not a lot of people are still afraid of going to theaters, and it did that good numbers. That says something. So I feel like there should be more continuation. Whether, I don't think they're going to fight again, but there should be maybe a team up. Kong and Godzilla fight some sort of other big threat, monster threat. So I'm thinking that, what I'm saying, in a sense. But I just felt like it's kind of a more like abrupt, like, okay, so they ended the fight, and then I mean, at the same time, I mean, what else can it be, right? I mean, I felt like what's the next big threat? I mean, they already killed King Ghidorah. And now they kill Mechagodzilla. So what's the next threat after that? I'm not sure. I think they went.
I don't know. Or round 4.
Yeah, or maybe they're gonna have to come up with some different like monster, big different
monster in the Hollow Earth. Because originally, technically, the end scene in the movie was actually supposed to be the end credit scene.
Okay.
But
gotcha.
They moved it into the actual main plot of the movie.
Okay, gotcha. So it was probably finishing up. The ending was just Godzilla and Kong just like parting ways or whatever. So, but
until they meet again.
Yeah, I kind of like that too. That was a cool scene too. Like Godzilla just Kong put his axe down, and Godzilla just kind of like, okay, we're cool, we're straight. Like we'll go on our separate ways. So I kind of really did like that. But
the action sequences
I
are really
though,
awesome
man.
too. A lot of awesome destruction, a lot of awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. It's exactly what we wanted to in Godzilla. Like it's exactly what we wanted in a kaiju fight. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Seeing these two things go at it, destroying all these buildings. Man, poor what was it, Hong Kong?
Yeah, I believe so.
And Hong Kong, they got wrecked. That whole city got wrecked, man. That was poor Hong Kong, man. I don't know. I don't know if they, that's going to be a city anymore after that. That's like a atomic bomb land dropped on that damn city. So
one thing I think they could go against, but I think this would be way too much of a stretch. Pacific Rim.
That's what I was thinking of too.
Yeah.
Pacific Rim. That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking of not necessarily. It's not a stretch, right? I mean, Mechagodzilla was kind of like somewhat. Could have been a prototype to that, right?
Could have, but I think it might have been a stretch. Hi, Shauna.
What's going on, Shauna?
So, question: did Warner Brothers do Pacific Rim?
Yes.
I think that's going to happen. I have a feeling it's going to happen. Which, to me, I'm all for it, man. Think about that. Think about the storyline too. Godzilla and Kong literally destroyed Hong Kong. Humankind are like, okay, you know what? Enough's enough. Let's create our own weapons to fight against them, and that's the start of Pacific Rim.
Oh man, they're gonna really sell me on it though.
It'll be good.
Think about it. It's a good.
It'll almost be like Power Rangers.
Yeah, but
that's a good sell point, right, guys?
I'm okay at Power Rangers. Bring back the Power Rangers, the OGs.
Power Rangers throw in there.
It's morphin' time.
Oh my god! Can you imagine, dude? Can you imagine the numbers? Power Rangers for Kong and Godzilla. Can you imagine that?
No, nobody would go see that.
Like the money, with all the kids, all the '90s kids, all growing up, man. You see them, the money would be flowing right there.
I will not go see that, and I'm a '90s kid.
I'll go watch it.
Yeah, and we'll watch it. I think more believable. I think Pacific Rim is more believable, though. I think Pacific Rim is way more believable. So I get to see that happening in the future. They even talked about it too. I think so. I'm pretty sure somebody talked saying that they wanted to do that. Anyway, so
we'll see.
But hey, I think we all could say this was an excellent movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed
it a lot.
What's up, Shauna?
All right, moving on to our next trailer react. I don't know if you guys saw this yet.
No.
No.
I don't think I did.
Okay, so here we go.
Why'd they put you in a fire tower?
Well, I'm just lucky, I guess.
I read the wind wrong. I should have gone to them.
Then you'd be dead too.
That's our job.
Hey! Stop! I'm not gonna hurt you.
I want to see where the blood's coming from.
It's not my blood.
You in trouble? Anyone else in trouble?
Oh my god.
My dad said if anything happened, I should find someone I can trust. Are you someone I can trust?
We promise absolutes. Act accordingly.
Those men that came for your father. Did you see their faces? That's them.
Cut you down.
Give him something else to worry about.
Little finger, such an asshole.
Listen. You're gonna run. And you're gonna keep running. That eats everything in its path.
You really want to die for this kid?
Take a deep breath. Hold it. And lay back.
What happens next?
You look it right in the eye.
God's gonna cut you down. Tell him that God's gonna cut you down.
All right.
Ooh, I did I just see those on HBO?
Yes.
Oh, I'll be
Yep.
watching that, dude. That looks good. That looks really
Well,
good.
that's the HBO Max exclusive.
Yes.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, I'll be watching that. That looks really good. And
Yeah,
from
it
the
looks like
writers
it
of
looks like a good
Sicario,
movie.
yes, please.
It gives me actually, for some reason, like seeing her in the woods, like being chased by people, gives me almost like a Tomb Raider feel. You know what I'm saying? Like
No.
well, no, not like in that sense. Like her being survivalist. You know what I'm saying? Kind of gives me like that. I don't know, but it looks good. It looks like a good movie, man. And
Yeah, it does.
we haven't really seen Angelina Jolie in a movie in a while, so
And it has the Punisher in it, so
you gotta love Tom Barathol. I mean John Barathol. Sorry,
John Bernthal, Nicholas Holt, Littlefinger.
Littlefinger.
Trying to think who else is in it. Angelina Jolie, Nicholas Holt, John Bernthal, Littlefinger. It's the only thing I can think of.
The actor plays Littlefinger. We always call him Littlefinger, but we don't even know the actor's real name.
I don't care. His name will always and forever will be
Littlefinger.
Like
Peter Baelish.
Like Teabag from freaking
Prison
Break will always be Teabag.
Guess yes, they got both of them a couple of assholes.
Yes. 1000%. Yes.
It's even like the guy who played Joffrey was all be known as Joffrey. He'd never be known anything but Joffrey.
Well, he'll be known as the little kid in Batman Begins.
But we all know him as Joffrey, and we hate him as Joffrey. So, but no. Anyway, this movie looks pretty good, man. I actually think this is a pretty cool movie. If he said it's exclusive for HBO Max, that's awesome. They got something like this. So,
well, it's coming out in the theaters the same time as HBO Max is. As well.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, never mind.
So literally, you have Kong vs. Godzilla right now. Then you're gonna have Mortal Kombat, and then you're gonna have this movie, and then you have In the Heights, which is kind of like a musical that's take place in New York, kind of thing, in June or July, late May ish, and then it's gonna keep going on from there, and then Dune seems like they're gonna get out of that whole HBO Max bundle, and they may actually just release in theaters only.
Because I guess
so they lied to us.
Well, false hope, I guess you want to say.
Well, they did show Dune in that trailer when they said they're coming to day one to HBO Max. So
yeah.
Just saying, feeling a little lied to.
Oh, Space Jam. Yeah, thank you, Devin. Space Jam as well.
I mean, in the same time, dude, it's not like a big deal. I mean, in my eyes, like if Dune it gets be in the theaters and whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, granted, I understand what you're expecting it to see.
I wouldn't watch it either way. Well, I'd watch it on HBO Max, but I wouldn't watch it in the theater. So
really, what? Because the first Dune?
Yeah.
No, but you even admit the story of Dune was pretty good.
Yeah,
it's
just like I don't know, man. I'm not gonna pay money to go watch it. I'll wait for it to come streaming.
What if it's an excellent movie that has to watch in the theaters, only in the theaters?
But it doesn't have to be, because I can watch it at my home like 3 months later or whatever it is.
I kind of feel though like that and probably Matrix would probably be. They'll probably change it too when it's only in the theaters too. I just think because Matrix is such a huge movie, I don't see it just.
We'll see when in motion. We haven't seen it in motion yet. We haven't seen it in motion yet, but it seems like we're all on board for this movie. Oh,
yeah,
Tyler Perry. That's one person we forgot.
Tyler Perry, yeah. Yeah, it looks good, man. It looks like a pretty good movie, man. It looks like a good But it's funny though, and you talk about wish your movies were TV shows. This is pretty much straight up movie. It's not really you don't need.
This is I don't need. Exactly. Because it's a small cast. Like you're gonna get to all your character development in the 2 hours from who you're seeing. That's all you need.
Look at that. Look at Shauna telling you like take your white ass on a date, Ant.
Sure, we'll go to a restaurant and then come back and watch HBO Max.
That's exactly the answer I expected, Ant.
Also, as well, happening in August. Totally forgot about this one. We have The Suicide Squad. Another trailer, ladies and gentlemen.
Another trailer?
Another trailer dropped.
Okay.
A Green Band trailer.
Oh.
Sad souls in costumes. Wanting you to think they're all dark and deep. What's it like? Living life as a punchline. But all it would take would be one blessed act of rebellion for you to restore your dignity in its entirety.
You know the deal. Complete the mission, you get 10 years off your sentence. You fail to follow my orders in any way, and I detonate the explosive device in the base of your skull.
Love him or hate him, these are your brothers and sisters for the next few days.
Any questions?
And?
Yes, that is your hand. Very good.
We're all gonna die.
I hope so.
Oh, for God's sake.
This is suicide.
Well, that's kind of our thing.
What the?
Nothing like a bloodbath to start the day.
They call you Peacemaker.
I cherish peace with all my heart. I don't care how many men, women, and children I need to kill to get it.
I thought you were the crazy one.
I am.
Here's the deal. We fail the mission, you die.
If we find out any information you give us is false, you die.
If we find out you have personalized license plates, you die.
What? No.
Thoughts?
Well, it's kind of pretty much the same. Like we've seen, just a little more expanded trailer.
Pete's gone.
It's very James Gunny, so it looks good.
It looks good. I'm all for it. It just seems like it's more crazy and wacky, and like it's no one's safe in this movie. Trying to see who. I don't know who that thing is, like in the freaking radioactive mask is. I don't know who that is.
I'm not really familiar with DC characters, so I just know Harley Quinn and Peacemaker.
Yes, Devin, HBO Max. Rub it in. Indeed. Trying to wait for Pete to come back so we can do our Falcon and Winter Soldier interview. Oh, there he is. There he is. Welcome back.
For some reason, I got booted out. I don't know why. I still was like looking at the thing, but anyway, Anne's saying you're not familiar with some of the characters.
Yeah.
I can name Idris Elba plays Bloodsport. I believe he was villain from Superman comics. Then you have some of the other characters. Of course, you've seen him, and Captain Boomerang was in the first Suicide Squad. Excuse me. Harley Quinn, of course, and you got King Shark. Of course, the guy Sylvester Stallone playing the Shark. I believe Ratcatcher's that girl with the rats and all that. That's Ratcatcher. Polka Dot Man, it's a guy with the polka dots and all that stuff. He's actually, I don't know if he's a Batman villain or one of those ridiculous villains and all that stuff. And I think you got, trying to think who else. Like, I think, who am I thinking of? Michael
Rappaport?
What?
Who are you talking about?
Which one?
Michael Rooker? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
Michael
talking about?
Rooker. He plays Savant. He's another villain, a Savant. Michael Rooker, yeah. John Cena plays Peacekeeper or whatever, or Peacemaker. I think it's Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Yeah. Who he's all obsessed about keeping the peace, even though whatever he can do whatever he doesn't matter what he does. He wants to keep peace, but no matter, like he even said, he'll kill every man, woman, and child just to keep peace. So he's obsessed with that. So he's like a vigilante, but he went over the rails vigilante. So I'm trying to think what the other characters and
Who's the rat?
What?
Who's the rat?
I think it's Weasel or something like that. I think it's called Weasel.
I think Taika Waititi is playing him.
Yes, voicing him.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
I want to say Weasel or something like that. Was Pete Davidson's playing? I think Blackguard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blackguard, Pete Davidson. Trying to think what the other characters or whatever we've seen in the thing, but but like I said, some of these characters are, I don't know if they're gonna be alive in the end of the movie. Some of them might die throughout the movie, so I have a feeling, that's gonna probably happen because that's kind of how like a lot of the different groups of Suicide Squad, they've done that before. So, but I'm pretty sure
the main four you see here in the poster, with John Cena's character, the guy in the middle, Harley Quinn, and Bloodsport. I think they're all going to survive.
Yeah, definitely Idris Elba and Harley Quinn are going to survive that, and John Cena's character is going to survive all that. King Shark too, and most, like I can see all those characters surviving. I'm not sure about what's his name,
Polka Dot Man.
Not well, yeah, Polka Dot Man probably not. I feel he might bite the dust.
Are they gonna? Is James Gunn coming back for another one?
To do a sequel to Suicide Squad? I'm pretty sure, dude. I think this movie's gonna be pretty successful. And
I just know that he's gonna start filming
Guardians
3 this summer.
He'll film that, and then as soon as he's done with that, he'll probably, if they offer him again, I'm pretty sure they're in a Suicide Squad movie. So I'm pretty sure he'll do that because, honestly, Disney did fire him and rehiring him back. So I'm pretty sure Warner Bros. Will probably do that again, probably give him and make him do another Suicide Squad movie if it's successful or not.
Yeah.
So, or do another DC movie for if it does really well. So
yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see. All right, moving on to our Falcon and Winter Soldier review, where Zemo comes back and he does his little dance in the club.
The Zemo cut, man.
The Zemo cut.
You got to do like that. I think that's his little dance, right? Which looks weird, but.
This episode is actually really good. It plays off of the last episode very well. So I'm not too mad at it.
Yeah,
I think Baron Zemo being added to the episode really, so that like all three actors' chemistry really shows in this, and I think it's pretty awesome. Like, and the fact that I feel like expanding Baron Zemo's character definitely helps, because I felt like,
and I like seeing the fallout of Sharon Carter's character.
Oh, so that's another one too. Yeah, that's a really cool. Her whole change in character, really.
Because she's basically been living on the run.
Yeah,
right.
Well, like pretty much it's crazy to think because she used to be that kind of good soldier, kind of when she was like in the Shield, and she's Peggy Carter's granddaughter. She always feels she'll always be straight laced, and now you see her kind of in the criminal she's practically a criminal now, what she's doing right now. So I think that's a pretty cool turn of events for her character. But
I love the scene too where they get in the car and he's like, "You're not going to move your seat up, are you?" No. That was fantastic.
That was great. But no, I really enjoyed Baron Zemel's character. I thought they actually he seems very like he's very savvy, intellectual. Definitely, it's leading them on these Falcon.
So it's pretty funny though, because I hear like a lot of people saying, "Oh, like they retconned him from Civil War," and I'm like, no, they really didn't. So first of all, he was kind of still mourning the loss of his country and stuff like that, and his singular focus was like, of course, he's not gonna be having fun because he has this focus on like destroying like Captain America and and Tony
and the
Stark.
Avengers.
Yeah, and the Avengers, and then he's been sitting in jail for what, like 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
So like he has time to get all over that and then be back to the character he was and be the Baron he is.
Yeah, he was in some special ops, like some sort of like military thing. But like I said, it doesn't seem something that you couldn't see the character do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you say, "Oh, I didn't know you're wealthy." Well, of course he's. I mean, what would they didn't really describe that of his character, but you would think though he had to be wealthy anyway for him to come up with this huge scheme. What he was doing, he had to be somewhat wealthy to come up with everything he was doing in order to defeat the event or set up the whole events of Civil War. So to be quite honest, it's like of course it makes sense. He has to have some finances in order to do that. So
I expect him to be rich. I mean, expect him to have some finances, but I didn't expect him to be rich.
Well, in the comics,
you can be like really smart and just have like your big brain and be able to know how to manipulate people, which is what he did. He never really showed off his money situation. He's just merely like he literally was like a Joker in a way, just used a few little things here and there, and just made it to the point where like, oh, yep, that's gonna happen. And next thing you know, he just stood back and just let it happen.
I think though, like I agree with Anthony. He was out for revenge, so it's kind of different mindset he had then when it comes to that. I don't think it mattered. Like he's kind of like Batman, where money didn't matter to him. It's more about getting like revenge for what happened. But here's the thing though, he is playing these guys. I mean, let's not be fooled with Baron Zemo. And he acts like they're friends, or he's acting like kind of has like some sort of like whatever the partnership. But he is playing these two guys. He's setting them up for something. You can, it's something about Zemo definitely leads on more than he knows about what's going on, everything that's going on. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see some sort of like swerve in the later.
Well, let's talk about that Gatorade Get Hype moment at the end of the episode.
Well, hold up. Before you go that though, I want to talk about also the city they went to, Madripoor.
Oh yeah,
now Madripoor. It's in the comic books. It's actually first gets introduced in X-Men, and it's actually a spot or a city that Wolverine has pretty much like throughout the comic books has stayed throughout in a good period of time. There actually is an Easter egg with the Princess Bar where actually Wolverine actually ends up owning or co-owning or whatever, stays, a big hangout spot for him. So now it's this kind of like this whole Madripoor and almost an Easter egg to, maybe later on we might see Wolverine and introduce the MCU. Probably. No. I definitely see, but it's something that really, this is one of those things where like, we've seen Quicksilver and Falcon of WandaVision. Now we see when Madripoor introducing Falcon Winter Soldier. So now, MCU is kind of introducing a little more into X-Men lore. You know what I'm saying? You're starting to see more and more of that. So, and I did like the whole Madripoor because it definitely, you got a lot of
breadcrumbs.
Yeah,
breadcrumbs, but it's something. But
no, that's all it is. It's gonna be another corner moment.
We definitely got some. It might be breadcrumbs, but it's leading up to something. But we definitely got a lot of John Wick vibes from this episode too.
Somewhat.
Yeah, you don't think so? Like the whole, like the look to it, the whole neon look to it. No. I kind of saw it, man. I don't know. I saw it from like John Wick 2 or whatever, and also like some things. But I love Madripoor because in the comic books, it really is a city where pretty much it's run by criminal organizations. So I thought that was really cool. But anyway, go ahead and talk to the
get hype moment. So at the very end of the episode, Bucky Barnes starts noticing these little planted bugs around the city. So he winds up searching it out, and it winds up being the Wakandans are here for revenge.
Not Wakandan, one Wakandan.
Yeah, well, that you know of.
Possibly. I don't know if there's going to be any other characters. I'm pretty sure we're not going to see.
Still pretty cool though, because I wasn't expecting for that to tie into Black Panther and Wakanda.
They definitely, but they kind of hinted on that. Remember?
They did, but I didn't think it would show up.
Yeah.
No, that was definitely something where it's funny because the previous episode we talked about saying like, oh, they haven't done anything that exciting or anything that water cooler talk. That was water cooler talk right there.
I think so because I totally didn't expect Wakandans to show up.
Because I think now like you have one of the elite guards from Black Panther out there trying to find, pretty much says we want Zemo. I think that's pretty major actually. So I think now will this lead into, you're right, will this lead into other Wakandans getting involved and trying to get him? I'm pretty sure Bucky's going to talk her out of it. Be like, hey, no, we need him. But the fact that Wakandans already know about this and are really, like, here's the thing, though. I feel T'Challa made his peace with Zemo in the end of Civil War because he understood, like, his wife got killed, and that's the reason I was doing it. And he understand his loss, considering his father's loss. So I think you won't see him in the show, and because of obvious reasons with Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace. But I do think that the Wakandans did not forget that, though. That was their king that he murdered, and I'm pretty sure they don't have the same feelings as T'Challa is. So you're right, though. I could see them trying to get revenge on
T'Challa is king, though.
He is, but it doesn't. I'm pretty sure it's the same kind of thing with what happened with what was it? He is king, but it's the same thing that happened with in Black Panther with the Claw. You know how like they were like saying, "Oh, we're gonna bring Claw back."
The Wakandan that was there in the episode is one of his generals. So why would his general? Why would his general like? Yeah, I don't feel like obeying you right now. I'm just gonna go do. Like he killed your father, so I'm gonna go avenge that. Even though you may say no, I'm gonna go ahead and avenge that real quick.
Well, I don't know if she's gonna avenge that, but maybe they just want him to be prisoner. Maybe they just wanted to bring him back as prisoner. I'm just saying, but at the same time, though, not everybody might have the same feelings as T'Challa does, because like I said, you definitely seen conflict in Black Panther also when it came to that. What happened with Claw? So now, will it happen again? I don't know, but there was conflict in that. So, like I said, this is speculation. There's definitely things. Unfortunately, like I said, with what happened to Chadwick, you're not going to see Black Panther. They're going to have to explain that why he's not there or what's going on.
Or maybe they filmed it before he died.
Possibly, you're right. Possibly, we might see.
Because they were filming this last year way before he died.
That's true.
Because he's in the animated What If show, so
we possibly might see Chadwick, which will be an awesome reveal considering that might be one of his last roles. So
that's true,
yeah, but we'll see what happens. So, but like I said, it's definitely cool thing that happened. I think it's definitely adds on to the show, considering that now you have another party involved. So, but we'll see what happens. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. Now, who do you think is a power broker, though?
I don't know. I don't even want to speculate.
There's somebody who said that might be Sharon Carter, but I don't think she was the power broker. It would be too villainous on her part. She would be a straight up villain in that case if she was a power broker. So I don't think it's her.
It wouldn't surprise me if it's not Benicio del Toro.
Who?
Benicio del Toro, his character.
Oh, you mean the
collector?
The collector.
The collector.
It wouldn't be. I wouldn't be surprised.
Possibly. I don't know. It might be somebody we haven't seen before, though. Might be a completely different new character. So I don't know if it's going to be an old character.
What if it's Luke Cage?
Yeah, but that means he's more of the villain side, Ant. I don't see him. What?
Right now.
Well, I mean that is kind of where they left us off with the Netflix show.
Yeah, but I don't see Luke Cage like he probably committed a crime, but he went to jail. But I don't think he committed a crime he didn't commit. Or he got charged for a crime.
I'm just saying, like they might not go through his whole backstory. He could have just already have been Luke Cage for a while.
No, granted, but I don't see him doing that because considering now what the Flag Smashers are doing, they're practically terrorists now. They're not, they seem like they were doing it for good cause, but literally killing a group of people in a building, that's terrorism. So I don't see how anybody like are people like who are technically superheroes or good people, good guys will be involved in that. It has to be a straight up villain. I mean, it could be honestly Baron Zemo for all we know, and he's just playing them.
Could be.
So we don't know that, but overall though, this episode is really good. I definitely is the best episode out of the whole series so far, and it definitely gets me excited to see what's going to happen in the next episode. So
me too.
3 more to go. All right, moving on to our last Shirley React. Believe it or not, this is the one that came out of nowhere too. Was not expecting this today, but we got it.
Let me give you some advice. You can't care about anyone else. Everyone else is an obstacle. You care what an obstacle wants or feels, you're dead. If I'd cared about anyone or thing, I might have died. You have the talent. Whether you have the killer instinct is the big question.
She thought she owned everyone.
It's foolish. Unhinged. Well, you're fired. Why are you speaking?
I think you nicked me. But there's something about poetic justice that's just so poetic.
You won't admit you love me. And so, how
do you ever lied?
To know, you always tell me.
Get her.
This doesn't have to be a scene.
It really, really does. Can I just remind you all that I'm doing this in heels?
What was your name?
Cruella.
If you can make your mind up, we'll never get started.
I want to make trouble. You in?
I do love trouble.
You have a bit of an extreme side. Yes, darling. What fun that is.
She stole my dogs.
I guess you must hate her.
She has made it me or her. And I choose me.
Don't worry. There's lots more bad things coming.
Perhaps.
Cruella.
Would I pay $30 to see it? No. Would I watch it? Yes. There you go. That's my react.
So I get a lot of like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker mixed with Devil Wears Prada.
It's funny because they even had to like come out and say like, "Oh, the movie's nothing like the Joker." Like that's like been like the thing over the past few days.
Yeah.
No, I definitely get some like, oh, she's just some like whatever gets picked on becomes this villain and all that stuff. The only thing I don't like though is the fact that I feel like I hope they don't try to make it too much like the hero or somebody likable. Because let's be honest, she tried to fucking kill a bunch of dogs to make a suit out of them, like puppies to make a suit out of them in the cartoon. Let's be honest, she's not a good person. I don't really care what she like, whatever.
Well, it's like the whole Maleficent kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is exactly. But I think sometimes it's trying too hard when you're like, okay, I understand. Like, you can make a good story, origin story about the villain, and I don't mind that because I think it is going to be a good origin story about her. But at the same time, though, try not to make him too likable. Try to have like sort of like there's certain sayings about them. You're like, okay, they're cool. And then they're like, well, I don't see, I don't really see eye to eye with this character. So, I think that's my only argument with that. So, because I mean, really, a person who want to kill like 101 dogs just to make a suit out of, not really a good person at all. No matter how cool or whatever she looks.
Yeah, you might be cold. Might need a little skin jacket.
No. There's no forgiveness for that.
Just a little skin jacket. It'll be fine. I mean, what's the worst can happen? It's not like we don't adore a person who robs a bank and wears clown makeup or anything, but whatever.
Well, I'm sorry. When it has to do with dogs, I kind of draw the line there. Sorry.
So you're going to tell me Joker has never killed a dog?
Who? Joker?
You're going to sit there and tell?
Not that I know of. Not in any sort of what's it called? Any sort of platform I know of. I mean, he hasn't killed a dog. I don't know. He might have. I mean, in comics or whatever, but rarely it's mostly he goes after people and all that. I'm not saying he's a good person though. He is an evil person. I mean, he does do a horrible things to human beings. But I'm just saying though, I think we're all kind of used to that when it comes to villains and all that stuff. But I think there's a sort of the depravity between that and going after dogs. Because I mean, for us, we have a real strong connection to our dogs. So anything like that, it's kind of like, okay, that's drawing the line there.
Was she in John Wick?
Yeah, exactly, like John Wick kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. That's like drawing the line right there. That's kind of like exactly like you see John Wick going right after her, man. So, but no, I don't know. Like I said though, I don't mind stories like this. I think sometimes let's try to be somewhat when it comes to villains. Let's not portray them as like heroes. They really are villains, regardless of how what their background was or how they became to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind a good origin story, but like I said, let's portray them as evil. Because even in the end, though, even the movie Joker, regardless if you saw his point of view, there's certain things you did not agree what he did.
Yeah, it makes them like what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word.
You're too tired, bro.
What?
You're too tired.
I am.
Makes him, what are we gonna say?
Basically, you can't come back from what he did, like the acts that he committed.
Irreversible.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the same too. It's funny. I'm actually wearing a Joker shirt right now. So, but
yeah, that's why I brought up the whole Joker thing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's more like exactly. But in the same time, I don't know. He has did he kill dogs? I don't know, probably not that I know of. I mean, that'll send him to a whole new thing. But I see what you're pointing. But we do have there's sort of fan base. There is a sort of fan base when it comes to villains. I mean, in
anything
pop culture. So
yeah,
I just feel like for a Disney movie, I'm not sure if they should do that though. You know what I'm saying?
They did it with Maleficent and turned out to be great. They made two movies off of that.
I tell you what though, Emma Stone definitely looks like she could do a real good job with this. So
yeah, I mean, again, I'll watch it, but I'm not expecting good things from it. So
we'll see.
All right, on to this fucking garbage trash.
Oh my god,
this movie's trash. Pete, did you watch it?
Unfortunately, I had to.
You did watch it?
Unfortunately, I did. I should say I didn't have to. I guess I could have.
Oh no, you did.
I was too busy. I could have been like too busy and skipped or whatever. Or been like, dude, this movie is hot garbage. And
yeah, God.
Two things. Let's get the positives. That I'm gonna because I'm trying to look at positives when it comes to movies.
The fuck? What positive?
Okay, two positives. One, the theme, the Mortal Kombat theme from the first movie, like when you first see the beginning credits or whatever, that's good. And I got to give credit to the martial artists. They did a good job with like their fight scenes and all. I give them credit for that. They did a good job.
Yeah, the rest of the movie is hot freaking trash.
And also like I got to give credit to the director. They try to put in some of their move sets into the movie. Like you see Sonya Bliss, Kiss of Death, and certain other like whatever. That's the only positive. Everything else is hot fucking garbage. This movie is absolute dumpster fire when it comes to movies. The acting is horrible. Some of the action scenes are laughable. The directing is, the angles and everything else is terrible. It's such a laughable. The plot line is horrendous. You can't think of I can't think of a worse movie when it comes like a Hollywood movie that's not like something out of like Sci-Fi Network or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Than this. This, the fact that this came out of the theater is
Speed 2
it's an atrocity.
is probably better than this.
What's that?
Speed 2 is probably better than this.
Oh, I don't know.
You know what? No, possibly. You know what? Because they had Sandra Bullock and William Dafoe, and I feel those are really good actors and all that. Not to say that there's a couple of actors here that are pretty good, but they're not in the caliber of William Dafoe and was it William Dafoe?
Yeah, it was William Dafoe. And
okay.
Let's say this for a second. They recast Sonya Blade. They recast Johnny Cage. They recast
Johnny Cage
Raiden.
got killed like a minute.
Yeah. Either way, they still recasted the three out of the freaking 5 characters in the damn movie.
Well, okay, so it's funny though. So Christopher Lambert, who played the original Raiden in the first Mortal Kombat movie, I saw like a video of him like signing autographs, and they asked him like, "How come you weren't in the second one?" And he pretty much said, "I read the script and I thought it was garbage, and that's why I didn't want to do it." Good for him, dude. Good for him that he actually had that he didn't just take a paycheck. He thought like, yeah, it was not good, and I decided not to do it. So that's what I did. And they recasted, I believe, he's the guy who was the villain in 48 Hours. I forgot it, Remnar.
Name's Remnar.
But dude, the funny thing about it is like I've seen this guy, the guy who plays Raiden, and I forgot the actor's name, but he appears in a lot of stuff. He's a decent actor, and in this one he's atrocious too. I love the fact he like comes back as a more human Raiden. He's like, "Oh, keep your hopes up," it's like so bad. The acting it's
so bad.
Horrendous.
The acting's just
horrendous.
It's trash.
Dude, I love the part where like in the beginning, like Katana's like, what's it? Sindel comes down. Sindel reveals like, "Mother, you're alive. Too bad you will die." And it's like so bad. Yeah, I love that. You will die. It's like. And then the horrible laughs and oh my goodness, this movie's atrocious, straight up atrocious, a dumpster fire. It's funny. I was trying to look into this movie because I remember seeing it the first time back in the day. I thought, maybe it's not as bad as when I first saw it. No, it's just
it's worse.
It's worse. Because you can see all the what's wrong with this movie. Everything that's wrong.
Look at this picture right here. Look how green screen this is.
Oh, dude!
Look at Luke King's hair, and like, huh? Like, you could definitely tell this is definitely on a green screen right now.
Dude, how about the part she's in the mud and Jax is all like, "You look good with mud on you." She's like, "Oh, Jax," and then like the next scene, she's like has perfectly clean white shirt. It's like, what? Where'd she find bleach in the Nether Realm?
Bro, it's funny though. So the first movie,
Jax.
The first movie had really bad like CGI. But at least it was saved by. I thought the director did a pretty decent job with some of the way his camera work, some of his cinematography was pretty good, and I thought the actors were pretty good too, especially the guy who played Shao Kahn. Not Shao Kahn. I'm sorry, Shang Tsung. He did great in that role. So I felt that really helped that movie, and the plot was actually makes sense. But this movie, I mean, I can't find anything positive with the acting or anything like that. It's just so bad. It is so freaking bad. It's like this should be freaking burned and never, the fact that we had this still on film is a joke.
Yep, 100%. All right, so came out in 1997 with a running time of 1 hour and 35 minutes. Rated PG-13. That's a mistake right there. And then let's see, scrolling down here, budget of $30 million opening weekend, it made $16 million.
Well, shouldn't have made even $1 million.
Gross USA made $35 million. Worldwide, $51 million. So made back his money. Oh man, I don't know why. This movie is on the line just garbage. Believe it or not, the director, John R. Leonetti, directed other films as well after this because I thought that movie was the end of his career. But no, he actually directed. Oh, hold on. This thing went everywhere. The Silence. Never seen that movie. Wish Upon. Never saw that one. He directed a Sleepy Hollow episode. He also directed Annabelle, which is actually surprisingly pretty good. But Mortal Kombat Annihilation was his first movie back in 1997. Ooh, man.
It definitely felt like it could have been his first movie.
He also did Butterfly Effect 2. That's interesting.
I don't think I've seen that.
I've never seen the first one, but not the second one. But other than that, that is it. What would you guys like to watch this week?
Well, we could watch some. We could watch whatever the Oscar movies are that we have on Netflix.
Yeah.
Mank and Trial of the Chicago 7.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
So which one do you want to watch?
We tried to watch them both. I guess if you have to watch one, watch Trial of the Chicago 7. If you could watch both, then watch both.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm down.
All right, sounds good. All right, so what have you been watching outside of?
From like a movie that's.
What have you been watching outside of what we've already been talking about?
I watched a really terrible Netflix movie that felt like it was a sci-fi movie. It was What Lies Below, and dude, it's freaking hot garbage. It's a stupid plot. Basically this like girl comes home from camp. She's like still in high school. She's like applying for college. She wants to be an archaeologist, and like her mom's like cleaning out this cabin that her father left her, and like so like she meets some guy that's like basically a marine scientist that's studying the lake out there. Well, anyways, they say like talk about they're getting married. It winds up he's like some freaking like swamp creature, and it's I'm like, oh my god, this movie's terrible, and the ending's terrible. It's horrible. Don't watch it. It's bad. It's better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation, but it's still bad.
Do you think Mortal Kombat Annihilation is the worst movie we've seen?
That we've done a review for? Yes.
It's up there, dude. It's really bad. It's like not even good cheese either. Like it's
what?
Like don't get me wrong, dude. Like Army of Darkness, like I was laughing at. Like that's good cheese. Like Mortal Kombat, like there's nothing funny about that. That shit's just wrong.
I don't know, man. I did laugh at sort of like lines that are delivered, which was so bad. Like I just laugh at the fact how bad it is.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all I've been watching. What have you been watching, Chris?
I watched Concrete Cowboy.
How was that?
I actually liked it. It's pretty much like a son acting out of hand. He's gonna go stay with his father for the summer, kind of a thing. And it turns out his father is a pretty much concrete cowboy. Pretty much they live in Philadelphia and whatnot, and pretty much he rides horses in the middle of the street and whatnot. And he pretty much like acts pretty much a countryman living in a metropolitan area. So it's the fact of like making his son grow up with him, and since his dad wasn't in his life, and it's like a father-son movie. It's actually pretty good. I really enjoyed it. Both the actors, Caleb, the guy from Stranger Things, and Idris Elba, both of them play the parts very well. Funny enough, Idris is actually allergic to horses.
So, oh my gosh, that must have been tough to make the movie then.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
So I remember seeing behind the scenes footage of him saying like, "Yeah, I'm actually allergic to horses." Like, how are you able to do this? Oh, I just like had to rub my eyes a little bit, and I got shot up with Benadryl, that kind of thing. I'm alright. But I enjoyed it. Even Method Man is in the movie.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Plays a cop. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. Outside of that though, nothing. Pete, what about you?
I haven't watched, besides all our stuff you're supposed to watch. I haven't really watched anything.
Okay.
So what you been playing, Pete?
Well, okay, now I have been playing. So I got this indie game on a Switch called Retromania. Now it's a wrestling game. It's pretty much a homage to old 1991 arcade game called WrestleFest, which is W WrestleFest, which featured Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, all these other wrestlers and all that stuff. It was a really good arcade game, very popular arcade game back then. So it's pretty much the same type of game, same kind of engine and all that stuff. Of course, it doesn't have the WWE wrestlers. Besides the Road Warriors, Tommy Dreamer, and a couple other guys that you might know from like WWE, like Zack Ryder and Stevie Richards. Some of the other guys are indie guys. You know what I'm saying? Like Zack Sabre Jr., Jeff Cobb, and it also has a lot of indie, like a couple like. They have like Dave Metzler's an indie, like kind of, or a reporter, wrestling reporter, and some other people. So definitely felt this game felt very indie oriented, kind of. But it's a fun game. It's definitely fun. It definitely plays a lot like WrestleFest back in the day, and just a fun game. And like I said, they have a story mode. They have you can do versus. You can do like a Royal Rumble. They have different arenas you can pick too, different like cool like little arenas you can pick. So, and also it was cool though. I even heard they might add a couple other wrestlers, DLC. I'm not sure you're gonna pay for this DLC, or if it's gonna be free DLC, but they're gonna like add it to the game too. So hopefully they add some other indie guys into the game. So
that's cool.
People are not involved in the major companies, major wrestling companies, but it's definitely a fun game to play. It's if you want just an arcade game, nothing, not a simulator, whatever, like W2K, whatever. So, and I definitely enjoyed it. So I'm gonna probably play more of it.
Awesome. Is that all you've been playing?
That's about it for now.
How about you, Chris?
Not the Little Nightmares.
How you liking it?
I really do enjoy it. Thought it was gonna be too scary for me at first, but then after doing a couple puzzles and whatnot, you're like, oh, this isn't so bad. It reminds me of Hello Neighbor. In a way,
okay.
Just as side-scrolling Hello Neighbor, because you're kind of you're sneaking around trying to figure out different ways to get through to the other side and whatnot, and then you have to do different things. Sometimes whatever is like lurking around will actually try to chase you and whatnot. I posted a couple of videos on it on my Facebook and my Instagram of me being chased by one of these guys, and they're kind of creepy. The music, everything is in there is perfect. The game, I actually will give it a solid 9. I've had no issues with it. The camera's kind of wonky at times, but I mean, what can you do with a side scroller kind of game? So I enjoy it. I know you've been playing Outriders.
Anthony. I have.
Anything else you've been playing?
Yeah, I actually beat 2 games. So I beat Deliver Us the Moon, which is kind of like a walking simulator, like you were saying with like Death Stranding. But it's like it's a narrative driven game where there's no combat. You're just kind of seeing what happened on the moon. So the basic premise is that the Earth has lost all its energy sources. So they find an energy source on the moon and they're beaming the energy back to the Earth. So what happens is the signal like stops one day, and so then the Earth starts losing its power again. And so like you're sent up to the moon to figure out what happened, why it like lost it. And so you're kind of up there to do that. So I beat that game, and then I beat Gato Roboto, which is a Metroidvania game. And that basically it looks like a Game Boy game almost. It's just black and white, but it's a Metroidvania. It's in complete homage to the original Metroid game. Like the menus look the same, the maps look the same, like the save stations look the same. It's literally like almost a clone, but it's like a 2-3 hour game. But I beat that and that was fun. I enjoyed it. Definitely worth it. I basically played those 2 because they're leaving Game Pass on the 15th of the month. So I just kind of wanted. I've been wanting to play them both, so I went through and beat them both, and that's all I've been playing.
All right. So I believe that is it that we have for this evening.
All right, gentlemen. You guys have a wonderful week. We'll be watching some Oscar movies.
Yeah, absolutely. Trial of Chicago
7.
Definitely
change from like Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I'll tell you that now.
100%.
No, yeah, it'll be way better than that. We cleanse the palate of terribleness, right?
Oh my goodness.
All right, gentlemen and everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. We will see you next week.
See you next week.